Good morning, everyone, and Happy New Year. It has been a while since I spoke to you all. I hope you guys had a wonderful holiday, and I hope that this year is fantastic for everybody. I just wanted to say, which you guys already probably know, that my blog is up and running again, and I'm so excited about that. And I announced it a little late last week because I think it was like the day after, I think it was like New Year's Day. I was so out of it and I just slept on my couch the entire time. So I didn't really get to anything until the day after. But I figured I would just make the blog as well because not a lot of people are into the podcast. I know a lot of people, not a lot of people, but some people that I've talked to, they don't really listen to podcasts or they don't have time for it. They would more likely have more time to read something, so I figured why not. And since I did have a blog at the beginning of 2019 that did really well, I figured that I would start it back up again. I just needed to find a platform that I wanted to do it on. So I am so excited about that. So from here on out, most likely my blog will go live on Thursdays, and then I will do, then my podcast will go up on Fridays. So I hope you guys stay tuned in, and I just want to say, that even though I haven't posted anything recently, I still am getting, listenings. I can see like my stats and stuff, so that's pretty cool because I haven't been talking about it too much. I've just been so busy, but that's so awesome, and thank you guys, and thank you for always sharing it on your page, and that's that means a lot to me as well. And I thought it was super cool because like on Spotify at the end of the year it tells you like your most listened to songs and podcasts and stuff like that, and some of the girls that listen to my podcast, my podcast was like in their little thing that they had going on. So I thought that was pretty neat. But so I just wanted to kind of, just hope you all the best of this year. I know for myself and a couple other people last year was a little rough. So I just hope that this year brings you everything that you've wished for, and I hope that everyone makes progress in what they're doing and continues to thrive, because that's amazing. I hope that if you are still stuck in a crappy job, I hope that this year you find a different job and that makes you happy and makes you actually want to go to work. So, this episode isn't really about too much of anything, kind of just catching up with you guys and where I'm at in life and stuff like that. I don't know if I have spoke about it, but I did finally, my memory, and forgive me if I've spoke about this already, but I finally left Massage Envy, and that it has been the biggest relief off of my shoulders so far, and that's pretty awesome. And I did start at another spa, and I'm also doing a little bit of a social media management for the spas, like website, like their social medias and stuff like that. And I'm also nannying 2 other kids. So it's been going pretty well. Right now I'm just kind of stuck in like a funk almost because I don't know really what I want to do still, and I keep trying to give myself like a time limit as to when I need to start doing something else, and I'm trying not to be like that anymore, because I am the type of person who I have a time for everything. Like and it used to be a lot worse. I'm getting better, but it was like, I need to be in school by the time I'm this age, and I need to be graduated by this age, and I need to do this and that by that age. So I'm trying to like not do that and kind of go with the flow more, which is stressing me out because I'm not that person. So it's been a little rough, but I don't know. I can't figure out what really I am wanting to do, but I can say that I miss the health field incredibly. whenever I worked at the hospitals, I don't really know if I've had too much to complain about other than just working really long hours from either 8 to 16 hours and then doing that 3 to 5 times a week. I think that just got to be a lot. And I still am really really about the whole McGee situation, but I'm moving forward from that and realizing that there are other hospitals that do have baby units. So I think towards the summer, once Nick gets situated with his new job, if you guys are in the Sewickley area or close to that area, Nick will be the chef at a new place called The Tavern. So as soon as that opens up, you guys are, that'd be awesome if you guys stop down to eat his food because he's a really good chef. But once he gets rolling and we see what our income is like, then I'm probably going to make the decision to go back to school, and I think ultimately it will be nursing school. So if I do go to nursing school, I am going to have to, not necessarily have to, but for me, and I know people do it, they work full-time and they go to school full-time, but I have never been the best test taker, so I would literally need to put all of my focus into school and not just half-ass it because I don't want to fail, and I know that that's a really high possibility because nursing school isn't easy. So I just would need to cut back on how much I work and stuff like that. So that has been on my mind a lot lately because I need to kick my ass a little bit and start to get on the road. It's hard, and it's nowadays I feel like you have to I don't know. I am very, 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 very confused as to why everything is so expensive nowadays. And I feel like you have to have this really good job to even live and survive. And that's really annoying to me. So it's I'm telling myself, well, you can't nanny forever. I mean, I could, but I personally, the way that I want to live and the places that I want to go, I can't just live off of that, even though I love it 1,000%. I just can't make this my lifetime thing. It's okay right now, but I want more for myself and I want more for Nick and I. So I just am telling myself that it's time to get this show on the road. And I also think I'm kind of stuck too because I know I'm an adult, but I don't really have anyone in my corner to help me because I don't know how to go about getting back into school. I don't know. I'm the worst at the financial aid thing. I don't know. So I have to obviously do my research, and then I'm sure that there's people that I could ask for me to help, but it'd be nice if everything was written out for me because I feel that's the only way that I learn things. So I'm getting better at that too. I don't know. I'm just taking everything day by day, but my future, it has been a lot on my mind a lot the past couple weeks. So I just am trying to figure out what I want to do with my life. And if you are in the same position as I am, I know that it'll get better, and I know that eventually I will find my way and I will peak into what I am supposed to be. So I'm just kind of letting loose on the reins a little bit, and I'm trying to stop planning everything out because I feel now that me planning things is not necessarily going my way either. So maybe me taking a little break from doing that and just taking it day by day, I feel maybe then it'll be easier for me to find out whatever I'm supposed to do. So that is where I'm at with that. I don't know. Not much, not too much has happened. I don't know. I just hope that this year I'm more focused and I my problem is like when I start something, sometimes I tend to not continue with it, because it could be like, I could be doing it for like 4 days straight, and then the 5th day, like something happens that I can't fit it into my schedule. So then I just stop altogether, and I hate that about myself. I like that pisses me off about myself. I wish that I could, like, I'm not consistent with anything that I ever want to do, as you guys can tell, because I think I've taken like 2 breaks from this podcast, which is like, it sucks because I love doing it, but it's like every time something happens, I just never pick back up with it. And so I'm just sitting here and I'm like, oh, I did that? Well, why not like keep it going? So, and that's like, I keep meaning to start yoga over again, because at the beginning of last year, I was really into yoga, and I don't know what the heck, I don't know. It just like stopped. I don't know. I got real weird, and then just a lot happened last year. So it's just like, I'd never had time to really like go back and fit it into my schedule. So, but this year I told myself, I'm not like really like New Year's like resolutions type thing, but I would really like to like start getting back into yoga. I'm focusing more on my health this year as well too, because I just was lacking in that as well. So this year is basically about me bettering myself. I feel like last year I was really hard on myself, and my like mental illness was downhill, and I don't ever want to ever feel that low again. So this year is all about being as positive as I can and growing as I can. And I just hope that I can actually stick to, which would be amazing. But I have hope and I have faith in myself. I'm getting back around to like having more faith in all that good stuff. And I need to have it more in myself than I used to try to have it in others. And I wasn't really ever focused on myself. I was always focused on other people. So this year I'm looking to focus more on myself. But that is pretty much what my goal is for this year. I don't know. So like I said, Nick is a chef, and Nick usually does all the cooking. And he usually does all the grocery shopping, because I absolutely hate grocery shopping. I don't do well with larger crowds, and so the grocery store kind of creeps me out. And also, Nick, having some sort of OCD, feels the need that he has to go through every aisle, and that drives me absolutely insane. I feel as though, and I remember I used to make lists for him, and then it just went out the window, because even if I made that list, he would steer from that list. So I don't even make a list anymore. But with him, but I need to start cooking myself, and I know how to. I just don't, because Nick is always in the kitchen, and also like we have like all black appliances, and the minute I drop a water drop on the stove, like Nick has a conniption. So I'm not allowed in the kitchen ever. But with Nick he's gonna start working, and our schedules are probably going to be opposite. I want to start meal planning. So, whenever you guys listen to this, I would like it if you guys could like send me some like healthy recipes, and like kind of quick and easy. I mean, if it takes longer, that's fine. I'm in no rush for anything ever, but I just need some like quick healthy meals to get me through the week. And I feel like my problem is like, 'cause eating healthy is expensive, but what I've come to realize is like, the more like you want to take care of yourself, I mean, you're going to have to spend that money on yourself. And if you see progress and you see, that it's helping, then obviously it's worth it. So I also need to tell myself that too. So I definitely need to start eating healthy, and I'm starting with the eating healthy more than the exercise, because I really do not have the time to go to a gym, and all the gym, I don't live really close to any gyms. So the closest one is probably Planet Fitness and Cranberry, but that's even a half-hour drive for me. And it's not even, I don't care about the drive. It's just the times that I get off it just doesn't fit into my schedule. And I know it sounds like a lot of excuses, but it honestly just doesn't work right now. Once I cut back on my hours, I'm hoping to get back into the gym more often. And if I don't go to the gym, normally last year I was doing exercises at home, but I like kind of felt like it didn't do anything. And I don't know if it's maybe because I like half-assed it. So I'm going to try to, I'd rather work out at home and save gas and money and all that stuff, because right now I'm not balling how I would like to. So healthy meals. If you guys have any exercise routines, because I was like using this app and I liked it, but I always like to hear from you guys, and sometimes you guys do respond, so that it makes me feel good, and I always like hearing advice from other people as well. So any healthy meals, I have a blender, so any healthy like shakes that you guys do. And also, I don't know. So in the past, I have always been, and kind of even still now, but I'm trying to like work on myself. I've always been a late night eater, and I think it's because I get off so late, and sometimes I really don't have like a full meal depending on where I'm at working wise. And this is also another reason why I went to meal plans, so that I can always eat before 8, because I remember when I was working out with my brother, he always told me to stop eating after 8, and then I had brought it up to the one mom that I nanny for, and she was like, it really makes a world of difference, because I was telling her that usually whenever I ate after 8 o'clock, and it would be like 10 o'clock, like I don't know, like the past 2 weeks, like 2 weeks in December, Nick had like made bruschetta at like midnight, and we're sitting up at 2 o'clock in the morning eating bruschetta for no reason. Like I was like, this cannot happen anymore, because that's terrible, because we eat and then we go straight to sleep, and that's not doing anything. But I was telling her, I was like, when I eat and then I go straight to sleep, I wake up and I feel like I'm literally starving, and I have no clue why, and I don't know why. So if you guys have any, I never looked it up, but if you guys have any answers to that, like I would love to hear, because I hate that feeling. But also the past 2 weeks, I have not been eating after 8, and then when I wake up in the morning, I haven't felt as hungry. But my thing in the morning, sometimes I have time for breakfast, sometimes I don't have time for breakfast, and usually my breakfast is like egg whites and toast. And that's probably about it. And then I have coffee. But the past couple months, I haven't had time to eat breakfast, so I have just been drinking coffee. So like, if I eat before 8 and then I don't eat anything after that, like no snacks or anything, which sucks, because I love snacks and I love to eat at night because I'm always up late. So the past couple weeks that I haven't been eating after 8, I've been waking up not like starving, but like a little bit hungry, but I'll drink a cup of coffee or two, and then I'll be fine, and then I'll want to eat lunch like around 12:30, 1 o'clock, and I feel like that is like decent. But like, am I supposed to eat breakfast? Like, I don't know these things. Like, are you supposed to eat breakfast? Are you supposed to eat a huge breakfast? I've seen a lot of things that say like, okay, yeah, eat a huge breakfast, and then like you won't eat lunch until like 3, and then dinner at 6, or however it's supposed to go. I'm still like super new to this, but I am like open and willing to hear any advice that anyone has, because it is time. And also I think another reason why I'm like focusing on my weight and stuff is because in September I did suffer a miscarriage, and it kind of made me upset, because for one, I didn't know that I was pregnant, and two, I feel like if I would have known I was pregnant, like I feel like I could have done something different, and maybe it was like cut back on the sugar that you drink in your coffee, and like cut back on, and I don't go out all the time, but I do drink wine, and I drink it very often. So I was very frustrated, because I'm like, oh my gosh, well, like I had no symptoms, I had no anything, and I think like I was having like period symptoms, and So I didn't even like realize it, and then it just happened all of a sudden one morning whenever I was at home. And so I was like kicking myself because I was like, you need to stop drinking all that coffee and all that sugar, and stop drinking wine, like just like beating myself up about it. So now I'm very like, today and like this past week has been the first week that I've actually had coffee, because like when that happened in September, like I would get it like maybe once a week and I wouldn't get any sugar in it if I went to Starbucks or something. But I was very like hard on myself. I was like, don't drink any sugar, no coffee. So like today and like last week was the first time I've had coffee since then, because it just makes me nervous now. So I'm trying to, obviously, kids has been on my radar for a long time, and if you know me, I talk about it all the time. So I'm trying to just get my body back to where it needs to be able to conceive and be able to have a healthy pregnancy and a healthy baby, because that is one of my only dreams in my life. I don't have a lot of dreams. I don't have a lot of like fantasies. It's just me being able to have a family. So I'm cracking down on myself, and I am getting this body prepared, because I want that for my future. So I just need to, and I feel like, maybe doing that and exercising and doing my yoga, like that'll help too, because my body has been like jacked since I got off birth control. So I feel like once maybe my body gets into like a daily routine, like that will help as well too. So that is what my main focus is on this year. And that is really about all I have for you guys today. And I just want to say how much I appreciate you guys, and just keep sharing and keep posting and all that good stuff. And once after my birthday in February, I will do another contest. I did the $50 Target contest, which I thought turned out pretty great, and I was like super excited about that. And Nick's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "You're buying gift cards for someone else." And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, these people, like, you guys share my stuff all the time, and you guys interact with me, and I feel like that's the least I can do is give back to you guys." So keep up with me and keep doing what you do, and I will talk to you guys next week, and have a great and fantastic weekend.